9 programmers dismissed a delivery girl, but her incredible revelation changed everything forever. The sun beat down relentlessly over San Francisco, reflecting off the glass towers like 1,000 blinding flashbulbs. Sarah, a 24-year-old delivery girl from a struggling town in Ohio, felt the weight of her dreams pressing down on her as she navigated the urban maze. Her bike, a worn-out relic, rattled under her as she pushed through the throngs of techies buzzing with self-importance. Each delivery was a reminder of her status, and each encounter with the proud individuals at the startup she delivered sprinkled salt on her aspirations. Still, hope flickered in Sarah's heart, a warmth against the cold dismissal she faced daily. After dropping off yet another package, this one containing a hot new gadget that would thrill the programmer, she slipped into her favorite coffee shop. The barista, a friendly face named Mia, grinned as Sarah recounted her dreams of becoming a software engineer. But today the air was thick with something sharper. As Sarah sipped her coffee, she overheard a group of 9 programmers at a nearby table. They laughed, pointing fingers at her, snickering about her job being a waste of time, puffing up their Ivy League credentials as if they were armor against the outside world. It roiled in her stomach. How could they be so blind? Would they ever understand that ambition has no zip code? A fire ignited within her at their dismissive laughter, the echoes of her own mother's sacrifices resonating in her mind. As she glanced at her reflection in the shop window, she saw determination, a mirror of defiance against their condescension. In that moment, a commitment to prove them wrong solidified in her chest. But her greatest challenge was just around the corner. One sweltering afternoon, as she fumbled through her delivery route, she stumbled upon something unimaginable. A critical bug in their much-hyped app, the very one the programmers were so proud of. It felt like fate thrusting a golden opportunity into her hands. With her heart racing, she put pen to paper, fingers to keyboard, and drafted a clear, concise email detailing the issue and linking to her own makeshift projects. It was a long shot, but she hoped against hope that they might see her worth. Days passed, and her email sat in an inbox unacknowledged. Hope began to flicker like a candle in the wind, but suddenly fate would change directions. A tech blog caught wind of Sarah's discovery, illuminating her contribution to the public eye, and turning her into a symbol of resilience against the tech elite. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As her name circulated through the realms that once seemed unattainable, change began to bubble within the tech community. Some of the programmers turned sour, their pride challenged, eyes darting with unease. Sarah was stepping into a light they never thought to share. But a pivotal meeting approached the moment she was invited to confront their team, a chance to illustrate her findings, to address the wounds of both talent and opportunity. As she walked through the glass doors of their high-rise office, the air thick with anticipation, could she transform disdain into respect? Would they finally recognize the worth beyond their ivory towers? The stage was set, but would it be for a showdown or a new beginning? The room buzzed with tension as Sarah stood at the front, eyes scanning the faces of the 9 programmers who had once brushed her off like an unimportant fly. Each expression was a mixture of skepticism and intrigue, their usual bravado momentarily stripped away by the unexpected turn of events. She could feel the weight of their scrutiny, 1,000 judgments contained in a single room. But today she wasn't just a delivery girl. Today she was the messenger of possibility. "Thank you all for having me," she began, her voice steadier than she felt. The sleek conference room was lined with screens flashing data, each a reminder that she was among giants in the tech world. Yet as she spoke, the reflection of her mom's unconditional support surged within her, infusing her with strength. Sarah clicked through her presentation, the animations bouncing with energy. "What I found was not just a bug, but a symptom of something deeper. This isn't about me. It's about the potential your app could unlock if we resolve it. I've done some analysis here as how it can improve user experience and efficiency." The sound of shuffled papers filled the silence as they began to look at her slides. For a moment, she caught sight of Mark, the leader of the group, his confident posture now slightly hunched. A flicker of doubt crossed his face, replaced quickly by an imperceptible frown. "Interesting theory," he said, voice dripping in condescension. "But we've been doing just fine without delivery girls giving us insights on our software." The burning frustration coiled tighter in Sarah's stomach. Did he really think that continuing to dismiss her would save his ego? "With all due respect, Mark, this is exactly the problem. Fine isn't good enough. Not in an industry that evolves every second." Her heart pounded in her chest, each beat echoing her resolve. "You're at risk of becoming obsolete if you don't consider all voices, including mine." To her surprise, she felt an unexpected ripple of support from a quieter programmer, Lucy, who had barely spoken before. "I think Sarah's right. The app could significantly benefit from a fresh perspective. Sometimes we get so lost in our own world that we forget important angles." A ripple of murmurs traveled through the room. For the first time, the tide seemed to shift. Sarah's heart soared, but she kept her focus. She wasn't done yet. "This is the reflection of the tech community," she said, gesturing to the group before her. "We too often silence those without traditional backgrounds. But innovation is born from diverse voices, and it shouldn't just be limited to those wearing fancy degrees." Eyes began to widen. Some programmers exchanged glances, visibly absorbing her words. For every nod of recognition she witnessed, a flicker of hope sprang in Sarah's chest. Could this really be happening? "Your company has the chance to set an example," she pressed on. "To lead with more than just algorithms by showing the world that talent doesn't wear a label, but rather emerges from unexpected places." Mark's expression softened, his brow furrowing in contemplation. It was a small victory, but it was enough to stoke her courage. She stepped back, the adrenaline still coursing through her veins, as she awaited their response. Just then, an alert on the screen buzzed to life. It was a notification, a headline on a popular tech website announcing her unexpected appearance at the meeting. "Delivery Girl challenges tech giants." Sarah's breath caught as excitement rippled through her. But would they embrace this moment, or would it be another opportunity to dismiss her? The ultimate test of her dreams lay ahead. As the programmers began to deliberate and the tension escalated, she realized she had not just entered a room of potential allies, but the heart of an ongoing struggle. Her fight was only beginning, and she would need allies if change was to take root. Could she manage to transform this instance of fragile hope into a lasting partnership? The room seemed to pulse with fresh energy laden with uncertainty. Sarah stood on the verge of a breakthrough or a breakdown, too close to tell which. What would they decide? Would her revelation mark a turning point or fade like so many before her? The room felt eerily quiet. All eyes were now focused on Mark. He had shifted, subtly leaning back in his chair, a sign of processing her words, maybe even conceding. Behind him, murmurs started to rise. Some were cautious but intrigued, while others were skeptical. Sarah could feel the momentum shifting, and it ignited a fire in her heart. "Mark," Lucy interjected, voice steady and unwavering, "you said we've been doing fine. But fine isn't enough anymore. You know that as well as I do. We face competition all the time. If we don't evolve, we'll be yesterday's news." Sarah looked at Lucy, her heart swelling with gratitude. Lucy's support felt like an anchor in a storm, and it gave her the courage to speak further. "We can't afford to ignore anyone's input. We're sitting on a resource of untapped ideas and perspectives, all from our own community. Making room for diverse voices isn't a risk. It's an investment in our future." The buzz of chatter shifted again, and Sarah's gaze darted from face to face. Skepticism was still plastered on some, but a few were nodding along with growing enthusiasm. "Let us be honest," Sarah continued, "there are people out there who don't fit the mold. They might seem unassuming, but they can bring a fresh set of eyes that spark the very innovation we need." Mark's finger tapped on the table rhythmically, as if he were weighing each of her words. The tension spooled tighter, an almost unbearable stretch of anticipation. "What do you propose, then?" he finally asked, not quite dismissive, yet clearly demanding a response. "Let us start with a workshop," Sarah proposed, trying to keep her voice composed. "Invite voices from outside our usual circles. Bring in people from varied backgrounds who might have ideas and insights we've overlooked. I can help facilitate it. Are you volunteering as the leader?" Mark's tone was a blend of sarcasm with a faint hint of respect. Yes, she answered, finding strength in her conviction. But it's not just about me. It's about harnessing the potential around us. If your leadership can embrace this challenge, you can revolutionize not just your app, but the entire industry model. Silence blanketed the room. Sarah could feel every heart beating, every breath held, as though the weight of her idea hung in the air. Finally, Lucy broke the silence. "I'll support her," she said firmly. "I think this is what we've been missing. The ability to listen and adapt." "Count me in too," chimed in another programmer, a younger member of the team named Daniel. "Maybe we've been too wrapped up in our old ways. There's innovation out there just waiting to be tapped." Another programmer joined, and another. One by one, voices began to sprout, fingers raised in support. The initial barriers that had seemed unbreakable started to tremble. Mark noticed the tide turning, and for the first time, he scanned the group more thoughtfully than before. "I might need to consider this," he finally said, expression conflicted between doubt and intrigue, "but we need a solid plan if we're doing this. Something that won't lead to unnecessary risks." Excitement raced through Sarah at his cautiously open response. "Absolutely. We can work on that together." For the first time in the meeting, laughter broke through. They began discussing details, potential participants, and brainstorming ideas. The laughter of coworkers mixed with future dreams began to fill the room. But as each moment passed, a surge of uncertainty tugged at Sarah's heart. What if this newfound partnership faltered? What if they only saw her as a fleeting idea rather than a lasting change? As she exchanged ideas with the team, those questions danced in her mind, sparking deeper fears underneath her bubbling excitement. Would this be the beginning of something real, or simply another fleeting fantasy uncoiled with time? The energy in the room was palpable, but still, an unsettling doubt lingered. Would they truly let go of their old ways? As the thrumming hope of collaboration spread like wildfire, Sarah realized the path ahead was fraught with challenges that would test them all. Would this moment of unity stand the test of time, or was it merely a flash of understanding bound to fizzle out? Sarah had taken a leap, but now she had to prepare for whatever came next. Would they still rally behind her when the storm rolled in? The meeting buzzed with renewed energy, and the laughter was a balm that eased the tension in Sarah's chest. Yet her unease lingered. The excitement around her felt fragile, like a soap bubble at the edge of bursting. "Okay, let's break down the workshop idea." Mark addressed the room, and everyone turned their attention back to him. "If we're doing this, we need a list of potential participants. What sort of diversity are we aiming for?" "Different ages, backgrounds, experiences." Sarah jumped in, her voice steady. She saw the glimmer of acceptance in Mark's eyes and couldn't help but feel a surge of hope. "Also, let's pull in people who've actually used our product. Get their perspectives on what's really working and what's not." Lucy added, her gaze sharp. "Exactly," Daniel piped up. "Let's hear from the users. It will give us that raw insight." The more they brainstormed, the more the momentum swelled, filling the room to the brim with possibility. But as ideas danced around her, another thought gnawed at the edges of Sarah's mind. What if they got ahead of themselves? What if excitement turned into disappointment when things didn't pan out as planned? The weight of expectations pressed down on her heart. "Who will facilitate?" Mark asked, redirecting the focus again, his expression suddenly serious. "I can," came Sarah's quick reply. Mark raised an eyebrow. "You're sure? Can be a lot of work." "I'm sure. But I'll need a solid team." Her heart raced. "We'll all have to pitch in. It's not just about me leading. It's about everyone working together." "Count me in," Lucy said, nodding. "Together we can make this happen." More hands went up. Daniel, two other programmers, and even some from outside their immediate circle chimed in. Their eagerness filled Sarah with warmth, transforming her doubts into flickers of determination. As the chatter swelled, Sarah couldn't help but grin. But just then, a muted voice broke through the excitement. It was Mark again. "I get that it's a lot of enthusiasm here, but let's keep expectations in check. We need to manage our resources and timelines." His words hovered like a rain cloud. The room quieted again, and Sarah knew he was right. She felt the walls closing in, the familiar tightness creeping back in. "Agreed." She took a deep breath and let the pause linger. "But we also have to remember why we're doing this. If we hold back too much, the chance to innovate slips away. This could be the turning point we've been waiting for. Murmurs of agreement arose, a comforting chorus that eased her worries. Sarah glanced around the room. Some faces sported hopeful, eager expressions, while others looked pensive, worried about the effort ahead. She had never felt the weight of responsibility more than in that moment. But what if her vision of progress clashed against Mark's reservations? A knot formed. She had to push through this. If they hesitated now, it could all fall apart before it even began. Let us create a timeline, she proposed, voice breaking the silence. We need clear steps to follow. That way we can keep everyone involved and on track. Mark nodded thoughtfully. Okay, I can get on board with that. Let us see a draft by the end of the week. The team launched into planning, details flying back and forth as Sarah morphed from observer to active leader, her anxiety slowly draining away amid the chatter. But the nagging doubt still lurked. Would Mark truly support her? Or was this just a temporary opening? As she pinned down essentials for the workshop, a greater challenge loomed on the horizon, a storm that could threaten everything. What if the very thing they built together was also the thing that would unveil their deepest fractures? As the discussion deepened, Sarah looked up, feeling the weight of future expectations settle on her shoulders. There was no turning back now. She had to face this challenge head-on. The storm might rage, but she was ready. But how would they navigate the turbulence ahead? The next moments would determine if their vision could survive the reality of their ambitions. The following days passed in a whirlwind of ideas and energy. Sarah dove headfirst into her role as facilitator. The team embraced a flurry of brainstorming sessions, their voices vibrant, fueled by anticipation and a shared sense of purpose. Yet amidst the growth, Sarah's mind remained tangled with worries. The timeline they created felt almost suffocating. Every tick of the clock echoed her fears. What if they faltered halfway through? One afternoon they gathered around the long, polished table. Notes spread out like a colorful patchwork quilt. Mark sat at the head, his brow furrowed as he reviewed their timeline. The atmosphere hummed with creativity, and Sarah's heart thumped against her chest. Okay, let us do a progress check, Mark said, glancing around the room. Sarah felt a wave of dread wash over her. I think we need to reassess some deadlines, she stammered. Mark's eyes locked onto hers. Why is that? Everyone's been working hard and we're ahead on a few fronts. Because if we push too hard, we could lose our focus. I don't want us to sacrifice quality for speed, she replied, heart racing. Lucy jumped in, eager to support her viewpoint. It's crucial we keep that quality standard high. Our users deserve the best. Daniel nodded, excitement flashing in his eyes. Totally. It's not just about filling slots on the timeline. It's about creating something meaningful. There was a moment of silence where Sarah felt the gazes turn towards her. A mix of hope and doubt reflected back. But then a light laughter broke the tension. Guys, this isn't a race. Someone shouted from the back, making everyone chuckle. Even Mark broke a smile. Right. Let us find that balance. Relieved, Sarah took a moment to breathe as the conversation rolled back into brainstorming for their workshop. Winds of enthusiasm filled the room again, but still echoes of doubt echoed in her mind. They were climbing faster, but would they reach their goal unscathed? In the midst of all this, a new voice emerged, a soft knock at the door. Unfamiliar, yet distinct against the bustling energy inside. Everyone turned, curiosity etched on their faces. A delivery girl stood there, her uniform neatly pressed, holding a stack of pizzas like a shield. Delivery for the team? She said, the hint of nervousness making her voice tremble. The room, once filled with animated chatter, fell silent, an unexpected interruption. Most looked ready to brush her off, their focus locked on their ambitious plans. But Sarah's heart quickened. Wait, she said before anyone else could. She stood up and approached the girl, feeling drawn to her uncertain smile. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. Could you, join us while we eat? The girl's eyes widened, surprise flickering across her face. Really? I mean, sure, if you want. As she stepped inside, a wave of warmth spread through the room. They set the boxes down, and soon laughter and casual banter enveloped the humble delivery girl. Do you know what we're planning? Mark asked, genuinely curious. Not really, she admitted, fidgeting. But I overheard some of it. Sounds exciting. Exciting? You have no idea. Daniel said, eyes sparkling. It's a community workshop. We'd love your input, Sarah added, her heart swelling with unexpected determination. Just then their guest's expression shifted. I have some thoughts about how people in my neighborhood would use your product. Would that help? Every eye focused on her, and something flickered in Sarah's chest, a realization that perhaps wisdom could come from unexpected places. Could the girl's insights reshape their understanding of their users? And who knows? It could be the spark we need, Lucy murmured, eyes wide with a newfound intrigue. As the delivery girl shared her ideas, the team leaned in, captivated. Each word poured from her like liquid gold, weaving a vision as rich as their work. Could this journey truly transform them all? Would her unassuming presence become a turning point they desperately needed? As the last slice of pizza was devoured, Sarah felt something shift within herself. This wasn't just about deadlines and expectations anymore. It was about community, about connection, a notion that felt far more powerful. But would they be brave enough to follow this unconventional path? The conversations buzzed around them like a gentle hum, warmed by the delivery girl's sharing of her neighborhood insights. Sarah leaned forward, captivated, as she realized just how much they could learn from this unexpected connection. It was as if she were looking into a mirror reflecting a world beyond the confines of their timeline and project plans. Tell us more, Mark encouraged, his earlier tension easing. The team was united, their creative energy blending with curiosity and respect. The girl's voice grew steadier. Well, in my neighborhood, a lot of people don't have easy access to resources or workshops like this. They want to participate but often find it hard to engage. What if you reached out in their language? Maybe even held the workshop in the community center? Wow, Sarah breathed, new ideas flooding her mind. I hadn't even thought about accessibility. Lucy took a mental note. If we can tailor the workshop to their needs, it'll resonate more with the community. They'll see it as something for them, not just something we're creating. Daniel nodded vigorously. Exactly. Let us design this as a collaborative effort. I bet if we involve local leaders or influencers, it could gain traction. The delivery girl, still absorbing the attention, added a shy smile. If you bring it to them, they might surprise you with how much they want to contribute. Why don't we set up a community event? Sarah proposed, her heart racing with excitement. A pop-up where people can try out our ideas and give feedback. We can connect directly. Mark's eyes twinkled. Yes. Imagine them coming together, sharing, brainstorming, celebrating. We need to integrate their stories into our project. A warm silence settled over the table as they let this idea sink in. Sarah felt the uncertainty from before start to lift, replaced by an invigorating hope that whispered, maybe they could do something great. The delivery girl shifted her weight, clearly hopeful yet nervous about being part of the team. I mean, if it would help, I'd be happy to assist in getting the word out. No, you're not just helping. You're part of this now, Sarah said. Your perspective is so valuable. We need your voice. Would you be willing to help us organize? A spark lit in the girl's eyes, and she smiled wider. Really? That would be amazing. I have a few contacts who might be interested in joining us. The atmosphere turned electric. Ideas ricocheted off the walls, plans forming like fireworks in their minds. There was an urgency to create, to reach out, to listen. As they wrapped up the meeting, Sarah's heart was lighter. She knew the road ahead would still be challenging. Deadlines loomed and pressures remained, but they were moving forward with a newfound purpose, infused with community spirit and collaboration. Later, as Sarah walked outside, sharing a laugh with the delivery girl who was no longer just a stranger, but a partner, she couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of something transformative. Would this connection lead to the success they were striving for? Or would the challenges of logistics and timelines threaten to crush their dreams? As the sun dipped below the horizon, Sarah's mind swirled with hope, yet a flicker of doubt lingered. Hey, the delivery girl said, grabbing Sarah's arm gently. This could really change everything, can't it? Sarah met her gaze, heart pounding. I believe it can. But will we be ready for what comes next? The girl grinned, and Sarah knew that in this moment, they were just beginning to scratch the surface of a much bigger journey. What would it mean to truly connect with a community? And could they balance their timelines with the heart they now knew they needed? As the week unfolded, the initial excitement surged within Sarah and her team like a vibrant current. It was as if they had cracked open a door to a new world, one filled with the voices and stories of people they had only distantly thought about before. Each day brought fresh inspiration and new ideas fueled by the delivery girl's insights. But with that inspiration came pressure. They were racing against the clock. "Okay, team," Sarah said as they gathered in the cramped conference room again. The walls were plastered with scribbled notes and colorful sketches, as they transformed ideas into tangible plans. "We have just under 3 weeks to pull this community event together. We need to break down our tasks and start reaching out. Let us assign roles," Daniel suggested. His face lit up with enthusiasm. "We can have one group focus on logistics like permits and supplies. Another can concentrate on outreach and getting the word out in the community. We'll also need to think about our programming." "Good call," Lucy chimed in. "I can handle social media and posters, but let us also work with local centers. We need to ensure we touch base with the people who would truly benefit from this." Mark raised his hand, suddenly recalling something. "What about the delivery girl? Shouldn't she take the lead on outreach? She knows the community best." "Absolutely," Sarah agreed, her heart brimming with gratitude for the girl's willingness to jump in. "Let us invite her to our next meeting." That evening, Sarah reached out to the delivery girl, named Mia, inviting her to join a brainstorming session. There was something special about Mia, something that made people listen. It was as if she woven her own life experiences into their project. As Sarah awaited Mia's reply, she felt a tingle of excitement. The next day, the sun was shining brightly when Mia arrived, her expression radiating both nervousness and thrill. The team welcomed her with open arms, excited to collaborate once more. Everyone settled in as Sarah laid out what they had discussed. Mia's eyes sparkled as she absorbed the ideas floating around the room, her voice rising with passion. "I love how this is shaping up. What if we included stories from the community, like a storytelling corner? It could really bridge the gap between your project and what people need." "That's brilliant," Daniel said, smiling broadly. "We could share experiences, maybe even have a live performance or art corner. It would bring everyone together." As the brainstorming session rolled on, the atmosphere was electric. Ideas were swirling like autumn leaves in a breeze, each one more vibrant and collaborative than the last. Sarah felt a swell of optimism surge up within her. They were creating something truly special. But as the enthusiasm grew, so did the doubts that lingered in the back of Sarah's mind. She couldn't shake the worry about logistics. What if no one shows up? What if we get caught up in the details and miss the essence of what we want to achieve? Mia caught the flicker of concern on Sarah's face. "Remember why we're doing this," she said, her voice steady yet warm. "People will show up if we stand with them and for them. We need to focus on connection, not perfection." Sarah felt her heart quicken at Mia's words, a reminder that success wasn't just about the polished outcome, but about the journey they were embarking on together. As they wrapped up, energy still buzzing, Sarah felt a stirring within her. The path forward had opened up, but it also felt more uncertain and thrilling than ever. This was just the beginning, and now with Mia's voice as part of their chorus, they seemed to be tapping into something deeper. What stories would emerge from their connections with the community? Would they be able to navigate the unexpected turns they were sure to encounter along the way? And could they truly forge a bond that transformed not only their project but their very lives? As the days rolled on, the energy in the office grew more fevered. Each team meeting felt like a new brainstorming festival. They were fueled by excitement, yet an undercurrent of anxiety pulsed through Sarah. The clock was ticking, and she could feel each tick reminding her of the stakes involved. One afternoon, as Sarah and her team brainstormed again, Mia shared her vision for the storytelling corner. "We could invite different people from the community, artists, poets, even those who've experienced hardship. Their voices deserve a platform," she said, her enthusiasm infectious. Sarah nodded, a smile creeping onto her face. "Yes, and we can partner with schools and other organizations to reach out. We want this to cover all age groups." Mark leaned forward in his chair, deep in thought. "What about involving local businesses? They might want to sponsor some of the activities. It could also draw in more people." The room buzzed with suggestions as they started to map out connections. Mia's presence anchored the group. Her insights transformed the project into something more than just an event. It was a movement, but amid the excitement, Sarah felt an unsettling pit in her stomach. The night before, she had read through community surveys. While a majority were interested in attending events, a significant portion had doubts. They were skeptical about whether the project would genuinely reflect their needs. It gnawed at her, and she wasn't sure how to address IBY Friday. They had set up meetings with various organizations and participated in community forums. Each interaction was like trying to navigate a river filled with rocks. Some responses were encouraging, others lukewarm. After a long day, Sarah found herself sitting alone in the conference room, surrounded by scattered papers and empty coffee cups. Just then Mia popped her head in. "Hey, you okay?" Sarah looked up, her heart heavy. "I just can't shake the feeling that we're missing something. We have to get it right, or no one will show up." Mia stepped inside, taking a seat across from her. "What are you really worried about?" Taking a deep breath, Sarah shared. "What if the community thinks we're just outsiders trying to make ourselves feel good? What if they don't find value in what we're doing?" Mia's expression softened. "It's not about what you think is valuable, it's about what people want and need. Maybe we need to go directly to them, not through a meeting, but genuinely ask them about their stories and struggles, like door to door." Sarah blinked in surprise. "That was a bold move. You mean actually go into the community?" "Exactly," Mia replied, her eyes sparking with determination. "People engage when they feel seen and heard. We should bring this event to them, not just expect them to come to us." Sarah felt a surge of adrenaline at the idea. It was simple yet powerful. This could make all the difference. They needed to listen, not just present their vision. That night, Sarah sent out a message to the team, calling for an emergency meeting first thing Saturday morning. They would discuss this new approach, reaching out and breaking down that wall of skepticism as the team gathered the next day. Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of something enormous. The light in Mia's eyes mirrored her own newfound hope as they gathered around a table filled with coffee and fresh notepads. But just then a thought tugged at her. What if their plan seemed too unconventional? What if it backfired? After a moment of silence, she cleared her throat. "All right, everyone. We're about to take a leap. Are we ready to hear what the community truly wants? Are we ready for the real work ahead?" A nervous energy crackled in the room, but so did determination. Just then, a gentle knock on the door interrupted them. Without missing a beat, Sarah opened it, her breath catching in her throat as she looked into the unfamiliar faces waiting outside, the community members who had come to share their stories. What would they say? What revelations await that might alter the course of everything they've planned? Sarah's heart pounded as she stepped aside to let the group in. A small crowd shuffled into the conference room, their expressions a blend of curiosity and caution. She hadn't imagined they would come so quickly. "Hi everyone. Thanks for coming," Sarah said, trying to sound calm. "We're really looking forward to hearing from you." The first to speak was an older man, his face weathered but soft with warmth. "We heard you wanted stories. We have plenty," he said with a chuckle, but Sarah could sense the weight behind his words. Mia leaned forward, her gaze encouraging. "What kind of stories do you think we should share? What matters to you?" As stories flowed, the room came alive. There were tales of resilience, struggle, and dreams deferred. A woman spoke of her art being a lifeline. Another shared how community gardens had united neighbors who once didn't even speak. Each narrative built upon the last, like bricks forming a sturdy wall. But amidst the stories, a nervous energy crackled in the air. Sarah could almost see the invisible wall Mia had mentioned earlier. How would they break through it? When a young girl stepped forward, clutching a battered notebook, the room fell silent. With shaky hands, she opened it, revealing a collection of poems. "I write about my life," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's beautiful." Tears pricked Sarah's eyes. Here was the vulnerability they needed to foster, a glimpse into a heart willing to share. The girl's bravery opened the floodgates for others. Sarah lost track of time as voices mingled together in a rich tapestry of humanity, raw, real, and endlessly complex. "Do you think we can bring all these stories together?" Sarah asked as the energy shifted. It was no longer just about their event. It seemed like a more profound calling was unfolding. "The more voices, the better," the older man replied. "No one wants to feel like they're shouting into the void. We want to belong." Their words hung in the air, a challenge and a promise. Sarah looked at Mia, who nodded with fierce conviction. They needed these stories as part of the event, not just as background noise. This could redefine everything. This could be our way in, Sarah thought, excitement bubbling alongside her apprehension. But as the meeting wore on, Sarah's uncertainty returned. What if they couldn't capture the essence of these stories? What if translating this into an event felt more like a misstep than a bridge? Will there be a voice for everyone? The young girl asked quietly, her gaze fixed on Sarah. Yes, Sarah replied, her voice steady. We'll make sure of it. As they wrapped up, the group promised to help gather more stories to spread the word. The warmth of connection filled the room, and Sarah felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted. Just as they were about to leave, one of the community members approached Sarah, his face serious. What you're doing matters. But remember, the heart of any community is its people. Don't lose sight of that. Her heart thumped. A challenge lay ahead, one that demanded not only creativity but authenticity. As the group dispersed, Sarah turned to Mia. Can we really do this? Mia's eyes sparkled with determination. If it's about their stories, then yes. We just have to go all in. A renewed sense of purpose fueled Sarah. They had taken the first step, but now the real journey began. Would they be able to truly listen and represent the community as heart? The door creaked open again, and a familiar face peeked in. Mark, looking frazzled yet eager. You won't believe who I just heard from. What is it? Sarah asked, adrenaline spiking. His words hung in the air, tinged with urgency. We might have an opportunity for a bigger platform, but it'll change everything we've discussed. What did that mean? And how would it impact their newfound connection with the community? The questions weighed heavy as uncertainty loomed once again. The next few days felt like a roller coaster, with the excitement of opportunity intertwined with the fear of losing the essence of their mission. Sarah and her team had come so far, but the possibility of an unexpected platform held the potential to overshadow their hard-earned connection with the community. One bustling Thursday morning, as the sun streamed through the glass doors of their office, Sarah gathered everyone for an urgent meeting. The air was thick with anticipation. Mark mentioned we have a potential opportunity for media coverage, she began, casting a wary glance around the table. But we have to be careful. We don't want to lose what we've built. Mark leaned forward, his tone earnest. It's a significant tech conference happening in a month. They're looking to feature local stories that highlight innovation. If we get involved, it could propel our mission and community outreach to another level. An exhilarating wave surged through the room, but Sarah's heart felt heavy. It sounds amazing, but what if it distracts from our original goal? We're trying to connect with the community, not showcase a flashy event for headlines. Lucy nodded, her brow furrowed in thought. I agree, we have to keep our authenticity. We need to clarify our intentions if we decide to partner with them. Mia chimed in, her voice steady and assertive. Let us flip this around. We can bring the essence of the community to the conference. If we ensure their stories are the focal point, it can spotlight the people we want to uplift. A spark flared inside Sarah. Mia's perspective shifted her worries. That might actually work. What if we showcase a series of live stories at the conference, incorporating real voices from the community? Exactly, Daniel exclaimed, his enthusiasm palpable. We can invite selected community members to share their stories live. It will make the experience real and relatable. Right. It's all about amplifying their voices, not ours, Lucy added with palpable excitement. As the energy in the room buzzed, a curtain of relief lifted from Sarah's shoulders. They could embrace the platform while honoring the community they had grown connected to. As planning for the event gained momentum, they realized they'd have to balance their vision against the clock. They worked late nights and early mornings, each brainstorming session more vibrant than the last. The excitement was contagious, but so was the stress. As the event dates drew closer, Sarah found herself caught in a wave of anxiety. Would they really be able to honor the stories? What if it didn't resonate the way they hoped? But every time doubt crept in, she looked around the table and saw the faces of her team. They were in it together, fueled by a common purpose. And Mia, with her unwavering determination, became both an anchor and a guiding light. On the day of the conference, the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation. The venue was alive, tech enthusiasts mingled, while the community members looked both nervous and excited. Sarah felt the flutter of anxiety swirl in her stomach, but she took a deep breath. This was the moment she had fought for. She stepped onto the stage, her heart racing, looking out at the packed room. Welcome everyone. Sarah began, her voice echoing through the space. She felt the warmth of the community beside her, each of their stories woven into her own. Today, instead of only talking about technology, we're going to share something more profound: the stories of resilience, creativity, and innovation coming from the heart of our community. As she introduced Mia, who stood slightly behind her, the crowd erupted in applause. Mia stepped forward, visibly glowing with purpose. With each voice that took the stage, the audience listened intently, witnessing real experiences. Each story resonated like a thread, knitting connections of humanity that transcended the tech world. After the presentations, the crowd buzzed with emotion. Conversations flowed, and connections blossomed across the venue. Guests lingered, excited to learn more about the community they had barely understood before. Sarah looked around, her doubts melting away as laughter and hope filled the air. That night, as they wrapped up, the energy was incredible. "We did it!" Mia exclaimed, her joy infectious. "And people are eager to collaborate." Tears welled in Sarah's eyes, not of worry but of overwhelming gratitude. "This isn't just a win for us, it's a win for our whole community." As they celebrated, the doubts about the future began to fade. They had woven together a tapestry of voices that inspired transformation. It was clear this moment had beat back the loneliness of ambition, turning it into something far greater. In the days that followed, the connections forged at the conference blossomed. Collaborations erupted into new projects. Ideas poured in, and soon several community-led initiatives carried the voice of hope, driven by the power of shared experience. Sarah's dream transformed into reality, not only for herself but for those around her. She watched as lives intertwined with purpose, showing her that ambition, heart, and community could truly rise together. As she stood at the edge of the bustling city that first seemed overwhelming, Sarah felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. She had stepped into her power and found not only her place but a family woven by shared stories. This moment was just the beginning. They were ready to embrace whatever came next, hand in hand, united by a vision of collective growth. Don't wait not even one more second to share this incredible journey with at least 5 friends who absolutely need to hear this. You need to subscribe now to this channel, so you don't miss another exclusive story that will change your perspective. Your support makes all the difference. Leave a like now to fuel the magic of our community, and let the world know just how much these stories matter. And we want to hear from you. Comment below and share your reactions and feelings about this inspiring ending. Your voice matters.